So once again, I forgot completely. Well, I didn't forget. I just literally, I have to be honest. I crossed the line a little bit with drinking tequila last night because I know I have no excuse whatsoever. But yesterday, in my defense, it was the independence of Costa Rica. Okay, so 15 September 15. So I was kind of like get carried away with it. You're right. Totally on purpose. Anyways, but then as usual, which is I totally hate it, I got a lot of drinks earlier, and then I'm going to bed very early. I woke up, I don't know, sometime in the middle of the night. And I have to say that I'm actually looking up right now on Netflix. You guys need to check this movie out. It's actually in the top 10s right now. It's called Revel Ridge. Uh, Revel, and Ridge is like Ridge. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. That's the only thing I have to say. I love movies, but I like this kind of like a brain kind of thing. You know, like something has a lot of substance on it. But anyways, that's my recommendation for you guys to watch if you can, because it was pretty awesome, different, and I don't even say anything. But anyways, so we're going back to the subject. I'm gonna try to catch up with for last week. Okay, after I have this English flavor that I was saying, like I learned a lot about the sense of humor that they have and so on, and I came over, well, he left, so I have to spend time with the people that I already knew on board. And I decide, you know, the contract is 6 months, so I decide to call my mother every week, right? So the next week to comes they came by, I call her up and I tell her that actually I get a job. Yeah. She doesn't even ask me. I mean, she did ask me, but it was kind of like, okay. So I told her that I was working in a boat. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, okay. And then she said to me, when you coming back? And I said, Ma, it's gonna be a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I will be back, yes. Okay. So some of the questions here are like, you know, people have asked me, says that what will happen with your father? What, you know, you have this great childhood and then suddenly everything went south. Well, it's very simple. My parents got, uh, they split up. They divorced when I was around 13 or something. Um, Once again, we we have the tendency to copy the behavior, obviously, of the people to raise us. In my case, um I'm not saying I wish I can change it, because no, that is a lie. If I tell you, if I said that I wish to change, like, you know, maybe go back to school or whatever, no, that's not the truth. If I born again, I probably would do exactly the same and a little bit more. And the reason why I say that is because actually discover the world and the joy of being on this planet. You know, society, which is so weird. Like Spanish women, we are born, like we born and being raised to be moms and, you know, very bossy, whatever, blah blah. But in my case, I grew up with this really big family from my dad's side. My mom's side is only, I have only one sister that we do not really get along. I mean, we're cordial, but it's no one that I would like to, oh my god, I can't wait to see her or whatever. No, we don't have much in common. because of my choices and because of her choices too. So anyways, what I'm trying to get into this is that if you guys have kids, first of all, congratulations. Yo, rocket, man. Unbelievable. Wow, that's amazing. You guys have babies. Well, I didn't. Um, I didn't have a chance to, and never, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, with the kind of life that I chose, having kids was necessarily like they tied you down, like when you have a child, you need to be all the time in there, you need to, take this kid to school and so on. And in my case, like I mentioned at the beginning, I really like to hang out, go out, party, dance, and all this stuff. So kids wasn't exactly my thing. Mine for me was traveling, like, and dogs, by the way. Love dogs. That's why Miss Daisy is my cutie patootie. Um, Man, I have a bunch of dogs too back home. Um, I hope to make in the future is Little Snoopy Town. Just a place for doggies and cats. I would say more dogs. Well, cats too, but anyways. So like all this time when I was away working overseas, people asked me, said, "Well, what was your dad in all this picture?" Well, my father, when my mom and my dad, they split up, right? My dad, very chauvinistic. You guys remember that I say that? My dad is super chauvinistic. So, he kept already said to me, like, if you stay with me, I will provide with everything. But you need to promise you're never going to see your mom again. I was like, what? No, it's not going to happen. And then he said, if you don't choose me, you have to forget about me that I exist. Okay? So my mother came over and said to me, she's like, well, I don't have all the economy that your father has, but I would definitely be with you no matter what. And you guys remember that I said I was terrified about the dark and all this stuff, right? I was like, staying with my mom. Because my dad had a tendency to disappear for months and then he's gonna leave me abandoned. He's gonna abandon me, and I'm like, no, 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 no. So, anyways, when my father and my mom they split up, and I'm saying all of this because this one definitely is how do you say a catalyzer? I think maybe it is. Well, it's one very important part of the development as you as a human, as a woman, and what do you have in the future? Like, what do you want to be in the future? You can either you can show so many reasons and so many ways to carry yourself around, right? Well, um my dad was a provider. My father is a typical guy to buy all the dishes and stuff in the house. And my mom was a provider too. Well, make long story short, as usual, we have this house, which is this property now actually belongs to me. Well, did belong to me at that time because my mom gave me the what is it? Heritage, I think it is. Whatever. I don't know what's the name. At such a young age, was 7 years old, and like they tell you, say, well, this is your property. That's it. You just one day, whenever I die, it's yours. But this is yours, like only your name, whatever, blah blah. So it was this kitchen, like a big country kitchen that was built. My father built it in the back of the house, like a big ass country kitchen. So when they split up, right, my mom went to teach school. I remember I went to high school. When we came back, I was on October. I never forget about that. That was October. October rains like it is not tomorrow. Rains like crazy back home. Well, my father has this brilliant idea to fuck with my mom, pretty much, and went and completely remove all the roof, take every single dish, every single pot and pans, and everything he had bought for the house, and took it with him. So when we came back, because me and my mother used to come back at the same hour, like similar hour, that day rained like crazy, man, like crazy. The whole back of the house was like uncovered. Like he removed the roof, the structure. He didn't took the floor because it was like, you know, cement. But everything was gone. Like, what? Who fucked do that? This gentleman. The reason why he took it so bad is because you guys remember he's chauvinistic. He couldn't take he couldn't just like entertain the idea that he actually was get kicked out. Because my mom came over and told him, you know what, I'm sick and tired of your BS. I'm sick and tired of you cheating. I'm sick and tired of whatever, blah 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 blah. They used to hate each other. It was like, it was so terrible. I need you to be gone. That's it. And he was like, nobody woman in the planet ever told him that, because he was like, you know, Mr. Big Balls, whatever, super macho man. And my mom was like done, totally done. So he did that. And I remember that day she came over and she said to me, she's like, listen, this is a life lesson right here. When you grow up, you're gonna work for your money. You're gonna buy your own stuff. You're always gonna have your own things. So never, ever, ever you go into a situation like this. Ever. Okay? And I remember that so vivid, so clear, that I can't even describe the day, how the day was. It was one of those days, you know? She didn't even have, she just had like a little, I remember it was like a little picture, you know, like a thin picture to put water on the, she had to make fire with wood. It was just like a nightmare. To try to make coffee. Yeah. Yep. So this is my point of view when it comes to people to get divorced and split up. If you have children, if you don't get along, it doesn't matter how old are your kids. We fuck know everything. You know it. You know it. You know it. And you rather your parents just to have the balls and say, you know what, I just can't stand you. How about you just move and I move and we work it out for the best. And I realize that it's all material, you can recover it. But then they, you know, like people get tangled in this, especially with this cheating situation. It's so hurtful, it's so awful, it's so painful. And then it's really heartbroken because it's like make you scarred on you. So you're growing up thinking on this, thinking like, oh boy, this is not going to be good. So do you guys remember in the first chapters that I was dating this idiot? And I call him idiot because he's a true blue stupid. But in that time, on his defense, he was talking to another stupid, which was me. So when you know, when I was on the cruise ships, we have this fun time, we have all this party time, we have all these great times. And I still have like this like really bad feeling, like solitude, you know, like weird frustration. And like I mentioned before, I was going to Nassau, which is one of the, you know, the touristy destinations worldwide. Like the coolest places on the planet when everybody goes there, and to go to these beautiful white beaches and turquoise color water. Oh my God, all this. I don't even know how to describe how amazing it is, this place, because it is amazing. And I still have this like really bittersweet feeling, like it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't fulfilled. It was strange. It was a stranger. It was like a strange times. So anyways, I'm starting to like analyze what was the deal, why I was so unhappy. I'm talking about a young woman with a whole world in front of her, doing what she wished to do. She have this all this mental questioning and like emptiness, which is we going through that every day. And usually we cover up with alcohol. Yeah, drinking. Pretty good at it. Um, and work. And you had to make it happen. That's it. You had to make it happen. So you start to develop all these issues, and you forget about the amazing mission that we actually come to do on this planet, which is enjoy it. That's it. That's the only fucking thing we come over to do here, is to enjoy ourselves. That's it. We don't come over here to carry the shit from our parents or our relatives. No, fuck that. No, 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 no. My journey got nothing to do with my mom's or my dad's journey. You know what I mean? Like, my mom wants me to be a teacher. No. My father wants me to be just be married and have children, and that's it. Because he's chauvinistic. Is not women. They have literally no say. You know, we're talking about here a very culture clash, and this is me completely like out of the window, like, no, I'm out, bitches. So it was complicated. It was complicated. Absolutely. It was absolutely complicated, and I'm aware of it. That's the part. So I'm trying to, like, okay, so we're gonna do better. Want to make better choices when it comes to have fun. We're just gonna live life, and that's exactly what I did. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing that people does when they go into college. Like they are free from the parents' supervision. And in my case, I was free for absolutely everything, and I was working, and I was making money. I wasn't making like crazy money, or I was making money, good money, but I was blowing money like crazy. I mean, like that's, and then I hear like a lot of people does exactly the same thing with the first and the second contracts. They just go in there, bust the balls, like bust the asses, and they just like throw money because you think you're rich. Just pretty much. So, anyways, due to that, I used to go to hang out all the time, and when we were at Key West. I remember we went we took this trip to the bottom glass boat. Oh my God, man. Absolutely amazing. And you know what? When I was doing all those things, something very magical started to happen, which is I really start to get this attachment, develop this really not necessarily obsession, but madly attraction. That's how they call it, to the ocean. Yeah, the ocean, man. Ah, my gosh, so beautiful, so beautiful. This is so incredible. The nature, and do you guys remember that I grew up in this no power, no nothing? environment, and then I find myself in the ocean. I never, ever, 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 never once in my mind crossed that am I gonna die in one of these um, trips? Because we encountered a bunch of bad weather. You know, even though they have this um, equipment, you know, like all the satellite locations and stuff like that. Even though you always encounter something on the ocean, and the reason why is very simple, because it's nothing to stop the weather. It just happens, just like that. We used to go through the famous Bermuda Triangle. And yes, yes, there's something odd there. Absolutely, something weird. And I was the one of the ones that I used to kind of like, you know, take. And that time I remember I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to sneak out to the back to smoke a cigarette. And I was able to see a bunch of really interesting things happens in the ocean. And every day that goes by, I start to develop this like, oh my God, I love this. Sleeping in those little bunk beds with the movement of the water. Heaven is the only thing that I can describe it. So you start to get so, like, you're in this transition, like your mind is different. Then get to know people from everywhere around the world. We're talking about what is Tunisia, by the way? Yeah, I remember it was a guy from Tunisia. I was like, where the fuck is Tunisia? And remember, I was a sort of book woman because, you know, I read a bunch of books and stuff, but I wasn't, I mean, it's so much out there. It's so much out there that we completely, um, not even avoid. It's like we don't really pay attention because we are so centered in ourselves. And then I start to realize it. I say, you know what? Costa Rica is just a little box. And it's, it's so much stuff in this place. It's so much world that I need to see. There's so much world. So much. And I remember that oh my God, we have such a great time. And you know, not everything was like fantastic. Some days you feel like I hate this job, but because you know you have to work with a bunch of people, and it wasn't, you know, you have to follow certain codes and stuff. It was like a modern slavery, feels like it. But again, happy thoughts, you know, switch to your happy side. Then you have to spend from your 24-hour day, what, 16, 14 to 16 hours awake, working back and forth, taking naps here and there, whatever, to make it count, make it happy, make a good experience, because that's your time, and that time is not going to come back. The time is going to be gone. So can you imagine, like, being there 6 months, being miserable? So see, this sort of 6 months that you're never going to recover. Well, might as well make them freaking awesome. That's the whole thing. Make it awesome. You know, like make things different. Like, just make it awesome. That's all. But this is on you. It's your choice. Or you can do like the Russian. You can pack your shit and say like, I'm out. And how we're gonna go back to home? That doesn't make sense, does it? No. No, no, no. I have to fucking stay there my 6 months. And when you switch to the side of the happy side of you, your soul, you're surprised how many people it comes around you, and super cool. So I developed these friendships when people from different parts of the world, and I get to meet. I was so lucky, by the way, to meet up these girls from South Africa. Yes. Man, I'm telling you, those chicks are the shit. That's the only thing I have to say. I don't think, I don't think I ever met people just like that. Beautiful women. And oh, okay, here we go again, right? Oh no, like ignorance is a bliss and a bless. Um, I thought South Africans, they all were black because, you know, the Africa part. No, no, not even close. Like people from Johannesburg, Zimbabwe. God, there's so many places. White, blue eyes, like incredibly good looking, like incredibly good looking women, strong. But man, I don't ever think I met people to party like this side of the planet. I don't know what they got on there. I don't know what the kind of DNA they carry on. But it's absolutely mind blowing. And not only that, they vibrate. They are so, it's a different vibration. Like, you know, when you meet, sometimes you meet up some people, they are like so like, oh my God, I feel so drained. No, this not. This one you used to walk by and you just feel that like, it's like a fire. Contagious, extremely contagious. So it was fantastic. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. So I remember I used to tell people, to say, listen, 1927, my shift is done 1 o'clock in the morning. I made sure everybody bring a bottle. So people used to bring bottles to my cabin. Because my roommate has a boyfriend, like I said, so she was gone. So I got the cabin for myself. And the cabin was by the trash compressor. So you hear the trash. Obviously, it wasn't in my side. It was the rooms on the side. The other side was the garbage compressor, like the compressing garbage all day, all night. So people didn't like that because of the noise. In my case, it was perfect because it was a perfect spot to have parties. Nobody ever know. Nobody complains. And I used to be a fucking rock star. And we only have one shot glass. I remember the most people that I was able to fit in that cabin was like around 17 people, which is like all, you know, one literally next to each other, dancing electronic music or dancing, what is it, Caribbean music or whatever music. Oh my God, man. It was amazing. So we have one shot glass and everybody have a different bottles or whatever. So you just pass around the shot glass and just serve the bottles. It was just, it was wild. That's the only thing that I have to say. And next day, you have to go to work. No whining, no bitching, no nothing. Because, I mean, hello, you need to own it. It was just amazing. We never, I mean, you have to go to work. What are you going to hide? You live on board. What the fuck you gonna tell people? I can go to work because I'm hungover. Or, I don't know, I got a flat tire. Excuse me, no, you leave. You got no choice. You have to better get up and make it happen. It was a totally night to date switch. Yes, absolutely. When we used to go out of the boat, go gallivanting and go to the stores, and oh my God, it was just incredible. It's a ship life, you know, like it's just living in the cruise ship. So you can either be like happy or you just can be completely miserable. It's up to you. Okay. It was amazing. I enjoyed it every single fucking day. And then you develop this friendship with people and the contract of this person is finished. You're like, oh my God, my world is over. And then a new person comes on board. Okay, so we're gonna adopt this new one. So it was really, really, really cool. That's the only thing that I have to say. It was really, really, really cool. We see passengers all the time, back and forth. Um, I don't know, you get to know a bunch of people, whatever. Deliver the wow, which is like, your service, it has to be like super duper cool. So everybody, instead of say like, oh my God, you're the great, it's just a wow, that's deliver the wow. And I never forget the fact of this all these trainings, and I keep saying it, especially now that we are in politics times. The tolerance, the zero tolerance about bullying, zero tolerance about being selfish and dividing and all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And it's so weird because when you get out of the boat and you're going to land on vacations or whatever the case it is, or even you're done, doesn't matter. Um, you see all these weird behaviors, and you're like, what? What are you talking about? Like, wait, I come from the world. It doesn't work like that. So it's a strange adjustment. Let's put it that way. And it's kind of like a weird adjustment. Something very strange. But anyways, so one of the weekends that I call in my mother, right, to see how things are doing. Like she's more she's less how do you say stress with me, because I call her weekly, and I give her an updates to what I am, whatever, and she's like, oh, okay, well, just be careful, so and so and so and so. Then she came over and she said to me, she's like, oh, you know what, I wasn't I didn't want to tell you, but I think I'm gonna tell you, because you need to be ready in case something happened. And say, what happened? He's like, your ex-boyfriend actually has been looking for you. I was like, what? Wait, what? And I said, Mommy, you haven't even sent me an email. And then she said to me, she's like, no, um, he said he doesn't have your email. I was like, that's bullshit. Well, anyways, she said to me, she's like, but this is the problem. And I said, what is the problem? What's happening? And I said, he's gonna get married. What's happening? And then she said, no, he's really depressed. I was like, what do you mean he's really depressed? But we're talking about is already 5 months. Like, my contract is about to be practically over. And then she said to me that he's really depressed. And did actually, my ex-mother-in-law contact her and tell my mom that he was really depressed. He doesn't want to get out of bed. So and so and so and so. And I was like, okay. But he really wants to see me. So that's why, try to figure out where we can meet up. And my mom told her, says like, she's not even in the country. She left the country. So when he found out that I was leave the country, he was like, what? Wait, how? And my mom was like, I have no idea. Like, she just left. I'm fine recently find out about it. Like she just she pulled one of those stunts, whatever. So she told me, she says like, did you want to call him? And I could call him, and I said, I don't know. Let me figure it out. Let me see if I can call him or not. So at this point, of course, party town here, party girl, like, woo, drinking happily, jumping up and down, whatever, getting to know all this bunch of super cool people, and those not that super cool, but the different environment, falling seriously in love with the ocean, what it makes me feel, the ocean, the water, the energy, like it was getting strange. It was getting a little bit weird, because I was thinking, it says like, I don't think I can have a life without the ocean. How the fuck am I gonna do that? Like, because I felt so connected to it. I felt like, I don't even know how to describe it. And well, until today, obviously, but now I understand a little bit much better, a little bit better, much better. Yes, I think it's much better. The whole transition, the whole why I didn't feel what actually why I felt so comfortable with this environment. And I'm not talking about the cruise ship itself. I'm talking about like the ocean, like being in the water. Have such a unique experience, and I'd highly, highly recommend it to everyone. I'm not joking, to everybody, to take at least one fucking contract. I know you're gonna hate it, but if you have the balls to do it and learn, because you do learn a lot in all possible ways. So, anyways, at this time, Miss ex skinny girl turned to Miss more no longer too skinny. Because I was able to find a crew mess finally, so I was able to eat like a pig. And then I discovered the warm water. So they make these towers of chocolates and stuff when, you know, for the cruise and the kitchen people. And they are like, you know, edibles. Not like wheat edibles, but you know, they are like stuff you can eat. And I used to like shovel myself with sweets. And oh my God, we hosted these parties. Uh, you know, like sometimes they were companies to have a business trip or something, so they have some whatever party and shit. So they have all this quiche, um, hors d'oeuvres, the any kind. Love it, because I love to eat. I'm a foodie. I love money and I love to eat, and I love a bunch of stuff. But food, oh my God, it's so good, so good. And I went from, I don't know, size, what the fuck size it was. I think it was like a 0 to 7 in 6 months. It was like spooky. Well, not really. I was happy. I was really, really happy. Because I was eating and drinking and having fun like it was no tomorrow. So it was great. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. Sadly, no, sadly. I just want to tell you guys, if you're going through divorce right now, don't make it more painful. Just let it go. You're not gonna die. No, you're not gonna die for that. But you can make a fucking mess with your kids, and they don't deserve it, because they on journey got nothing to do with yours, neither yours or your wife or your husband or your of you. It doesn't matter, you know. So just let it go. I know it's so easy for me to say because I don't have children, but it was a children of one of those turmoil marriages, and I can tell you exactly how it feels and how much that affects you on your journey in life. And when I said affect you, I'm talking about in your relationships as human, as couple, economically speaking, addictions. I mean, I cannot even start to describe how much it hurts. Okay? So just let it go. Just let it go. Believe me, let it go. It's a chapter that you need to close. Close it and say goodbye with love. Would I fucking tell you, man? What the fuck? Seriously, saying goodbye with love? Yes, that's the key. That's the key again. Once again, careful what you wish for the universe. But if you learn your way around, it turns fucking amazing. It does. It's hard. It is hard, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. And I know people say, it's like, oh my God, it's so easy for you to say. No, it is not. I've been eating, I have eat shit with a little spoon, you know, like when you eat like a little bit here and there, with a big spoon, with the bigger spoon, and then if I don't have enough shit, I will look to put more and keep eating it. I want to try to save you guys the trip of the eating shit, because it's actually not nice. But anyways, so for today, that was it, and I will see you guys in a week. Am I gonna start to do something in the middle of the week, because I got a bunch of ideas, then I get caught in work because I have to work, and I think what I'm gonna do is whatever a memory comes over, I just have to go grab it, record it, and post it. All right, okay, guys, peace out. I love you, and I will talk to you in a week.